Good morning everyone and welcome to day 6 of the fire type event week. Today I managed to do it properly with the sessions here, so we should have a main session and a nap session. And yeah, I was not looking for Delibird in this one. I was writing some articles for my upcoming project that some of you guys know in the Discord. So we have the Ninetales. Hopefully I'll find a good Vulpix either today or tomorrow. We're getting close to the end of Fire Week, and I would say aside from that one Quilava, I haven't found too many good Pokemon this week, unfortunately, even though I've been catching a whole bunch. And so maybe today's the day. We have full encounters here, and I should also have an instance both for the main session and the nap session. I'm one instance short of getting those Fire-type candies. Alright, I see at least one Vulpix. That's a good sign. And Top Belly Eevee. Can't complain. Got a Growlithe. A Riolu. No other Pokemon on this side. The Riolu is the incense, obviously. Got a Cyndaquil. Another Growlithe. And a Banette. That's interesting. Also see the Rattata. I will for sure claim the Rattata as long as it's not full. I will be desperate enough to use a Great Biscuit on it. Whoa, that was a weird... What's that called? Big laugh sleep. And it looked like a soul came out of its mouth. That was strange. Alright, gonna speed up the rest of these. And getting a decent chunk of Dream Shards. Overall, Taupe Hollow, not my strongest area, so I'll take any Dream Shards I can get my hands on. Especially this week for the mini candy boost. I have been thinking a lot too about which Pokemon I should power up this final day, which is Sunday. Obviously we'll have day 7 going into the Monday, but today's the last day of the mini candy boost, so that's going to happen in this video. I'm thinking to go for the Lucario, but I have been considering the Swablu as well that I found some time ago. So obviously don't have a premium biscuit in this session, so hopefully the Cyndaquil here is not going to go full. We'll just have to see if it is hungry or not. I'll do the same with the Vulpix, and if they are not full, I will give them a Great Biscuit. And also on the Rattata, I'm really just looking for that Raticate. I'm getting close to 1,000 candy on the Raticate, which is pretty crazy. And so I just need that berry finding. Hopefully at least one buff 2 for the speed and no ingredient finders. It's a bit of a high bar, I get it, but it's really important for the berry finding to have the berry finding S. And after that, if you can get a supplemental speed or 2, then you're pretty much good to go. Level 25 on the Rattata here, that's huge. Haven't found a single berry finding, like not even a bad one, it's just not happened. Maybe there has been a level 100 berry finding at some point that I just got triggered and released. Oh, of course it's gonna be a crit on the very last one. At the very least it didn't get full though, that's my main issue at times. So we got a Rattata, got the Cyndaquil. I'll feed the Growlithe just a little bit. I have a pretty decent Growlithe. I haven't invested in it yet, so if I somehow find an even better one, I may switch course, especially long term. I don't think I'll be using Arcanine for the Entei Research event. I just haven't been able to find a good one. I am tempted by the Eevee. I probably should go for that too, but I really... I'm running short on the biscuits here as well. So for the most part, it is the fire type weak Pokemon that I'm really focused on. It's not full. Nice. Been very lucky today. I guess the game really wants me to spend those biscuits, huh? Okay, no crit on that one. I'll take it. And then I am actually interested in this Eevee as well. So I'm gonna see if it's gonna follow the same pattern, 2 Poke Biscuits and 1 Great Biscuit. then if it's full after 2, that would be perfect. Not really in a huge rush for the Eevee. I would like a Vaporeon before Suicune, which is my main hunt here. So I'll take it. Let's go Eevee. After level 40, you have 2 guaranteed gold skills. So I'm looking for Berry Finding, Helping Bonus, Main Skill Chance Up Nature, and Skill Trigger M in those first 3 slots. So it's a very, very high bar for the Vaporeon, but I don't really mind to continue the hunt. I'll fix the Growlithe at some other point. I do have a decent one, and overall Growlithe is not the best Pokemon. And I even have a nap session coming up in this video too, so we got a lot to review. Maybe in a way making up for yesterday, because that was a little bit unfortunate with me messing up my sessions. So for sure, I'm sending Vulpix candy every day I can. With the exception, I wonder if maybe... No, I think people will want to run a Ninetales in that second week because of the +3 to the main skill level, as well as the 1.5 in the skill trigger rate. So even if you have a bad Ninetales, it's going to be a pretty strong one. The thing to consider there, though, is do you want to evolve a bad Vulpix into the Ninetales for the event? Probably not. But for those who are lucky and get your hands on a good Ninetales, it's going to be good. So, Hasty Nature. Oh, I don't remember if this one's good or not. Probably... I don't remember. I know for sure it's EXP gains up. Okay, not Berry Finding. That is what I'm looking for in the Cyndaquil. It's Helping Bonus, Helping Speed. Wow, is this going to be a troll level 75 Berry Finding? Nope. Okay, good. Alright, we got double inventory as well. And yeah, okay. Hasty Nature, decent. I'll take it. I think it's above neutral. So the XP gains, particularly for the Berry Finding, is going to be good for those higher tiers. Past level 50, it's going to be a grind. So hopefully, I think potentially the Helping Speed is overall better, but we don't really know how that late game really looks like. So I'm thinking the EXP curve is one to keep in mind at the very least. Decent Cyndaquil, and we've made it to the Friendship level 10, which should give us a 1 in 7 chance going forward for the Berry Finding on the Cyndaquil. So that's pretty good. Maybe I'll find it during Entei. That could be interesting. Okay, so here's the Rattata again. Friendship level 26. I can't believe I've hunted this many rats. Impish Nature, I don't remember this one. I don't think it's particularly strong. It is Berry Finding. Oh, man. Then those of you who remember all your natures probably know if I'm going to be excited or let down by this one. So it's level 14, so it's got Berry Finding in the first slot. I think overall I would have loved to have triple apples on the Raticate, but I'm not going to be particularly picky. I've got close to 1,000 Rattata candies. I've been hunting this like mad. So let's see it, everyone. Got Berry Finding in the first slot. We know that for sure since it says 3 on the berries there. But is it going to be supplemental speed? Inventory. That's neutral. Let's see it. Please don't give me like an ingredient finder M. Skill level up as skill trigger. Ooh, it's ingredient finding down with the energy recovery up. I'll take it. You know what? I think this is just my Raticate. That's pretty strong. It is ingredient finding down, which is huge. We can bring up the Raticate in the widget. Oops. Hang on a second. Come on, widget. You want to play along. There we go. So you see the ingredient rate on the Rattata, or the Raticate rather, is 24%. That's pretty high for the berry specialist. So thankfully the ingredient finding down nature. And the charge energy S, I am actually a fan of it. So the nature here will stack well. It will heal overall more from the healing here. And level 2 main skill, that's going to be pretty nice. Inventory is neutral. I would have liked some more speed, but overall I'm not like desperate for an insane rat or anything like that. I just started the hunt, and this is literally the first berry finding I've found in a while. So at this point, I'm almost wondering, and I know this to an extent is a bit greedy. I wonder if I should just keep going. And maybe I can find a berry finding helping bonus one. I just want a little bit of speed. I do like the nature to an extent on this one, so for sure the best rat I've found. But at this point, sitting at 1,000 candies, I can get it to level 50 like that. So we have a Vulpix. Nice. Should bring up Ninetales in the widget. There we go. Jolly nature. Oof, that's down something. Okay, not berry finding. It's double corn. That is the preferred ing list, even on the berry specialist here, particularly for the event. Research EXP bonus, skill trigger S, inventory. It's a decent nature. I like the ingredient finding down, despite the fact that it's complemented the ingredient list. Got the experience gains up. We just talked about that too with a rat. So probably want to keep in the bag, but for the most part, yet again, for the berry specialist, I have a very high bar. I do want the berry finding on all of them, and it's just going to be a long hunt. Docile, that is neutral. Let's just cut to the chase. Research EXP, helping bonus, skill trigger M. I got close, man. That was 2 out of 4. So double milk too, that's pretty nice. Probably an Eevee to keep around, honestly. Helping bonus, skill trigger M is pretty strong. Overall, I would have liked the main skill chance up nature too. So I'll just have to wait and see. Or the helping speed, really. I think there's like a 1 in 5 chance for decent nature on the Eevee. And then we have that 1 in 7 and then 1 in 7, but they can also be, the other is like 2 in, I don't know what those odds are. It's 2 in 7, 2 in 7, and 1 in 5. And then I also want the roll for the skill trigger M, so a lot of numbers. This Eevee was not it, and so the hunt continues. Alright, got a bit of sneaky snacking here. I have been super surprised by my Raichu. I do want to pop into my bag just quickly before we hop into the nap session. And I can't believe I crossed 1 million this week. I do have the good camp ticket and 45% area bonus, but my Taupe Hollow team is so weak, and it was dessert week, which is even weaker for me. So if we have a look at the Raichu here, this Raichu is very strong. You can see I have the Adamant Nature, skill level up M, and the Berry Finding, which is huge. And then I have the Helping Speed S coming up at level 75. 75 is a while away, but at that point I will be able to sub-skill seed it. And thankfully, because of that inventory M at level 100, it clogs up the inventory S so that I can't increase the inventory S until I increase the inventory M. What I wanted to point out here with the Raichu is I am so surprised by how often it triggers. It is a berry specialist, so to an extent you will want to just let it run into the sneaky snacking. But because of the amount of speed that is packed into the Raichu, as well as the skill level up M here, I'm almost considering if I should use 2 main skill seeds on it. For the most part, I do like to preserve Pokemon's categories, so a berry specialist should be going for the berries, and ingredient specialists should be strictly focused on ingredients. And that leaves the skill specialists, which are quite hard because you will want the main skill seeds to really make them useful. But yeah, I'll have to consider that later. Maybe in a while I'll figure it out. I just want to pass probably the first year mark. I feel like there could be some bigger changes coming towards the 1 year anniversary. We have the Suicune event coming up, and we still don't really know what the fall is going to look like, and if we are getting a new area with new Pokemon. So I think for now I will be very stingy with my seeds and sacrifice a little bit of that midterm performance, I guess, for just stacking up resources. And if we pop into the bag, I'm really starting to get a lot of stuff. So 60 handy, got a bunch of seeds. And I'm also thinking to hold on to my Master Biscuits. I'm getting really close to getting the biscuit for the month of May. We have a look here. Yeah, after the nap session, maybe. So we should pop into the nap session and then remember the candy boost. I think still I should go for the Lucario. I'm super curious to just bring it up to level 50. At that point, it gets the skill level up S. It also has the skill level up M and berry finding, and then helping bonus level 75. Unfortunately, it does have helping speed down, EXP gains up nature. So that is the one thing that's really kind of holding it back. But I'm hopeful that at some point mints will be introduced. I think it is likely. For example, they could make it so that you can guarantee the what it will increase. So for example, there could be, so in the main series games, there are different colors for the different mints. And I think they could do something like that where speed up has a color. I don't remember which one. And all that stuff. So for example, all the blue mints could give main skill chance up, but you don't know the down. And so there is still a little bit of randomization in it. That could be interesting. Only thing too that I'm curious though, if they are to introduce mints, if they would have to be very scarce. And I would assume that potentially the mints that do EXP gains up would be more rare than some of these other mints. Maybe that's how they could really balance it by making the different color mints different rarities. Because I think to an extent, ingredient finding up, main skill chance up, and helping speed up would be huge. But the experience up is one that I'm a little like, I wonder how that's going to work out, because then you can double mint it and save on candies, and that would be a weird like loop. So I know that's rather technical talk, but like for example on a Raikou, if you first have the EXP gains up nature, then use all your candies, and then mint it for a main skill chance up nature, stuff like that. I am in that situation myself because I got a double speed sub-skill and a double skill trigger sub-skill on the Raikou, but its main skill chance down on the nature, so it's really sad. Got the Riolu from the incense, got a Charmeleon, Growlithe, Geodude, Kulava, another Lucario. I'm hoping that the Kulava is hungry. Then I can feed it the premium biscuit. Come on, Kulava. I know you want it. If not the Kulava, honestly, in this session, I don't know what I will go for. I've already worked a little bit on that Growlithe, so... Eradicate? Geodude. There's nothing else in this session I really want. And whenever Eradicate is hungry, I am going to go for it, just because at some point I am going to cross level 10 with this one too. And it's just very silly. So, we have a Eradicate to review. And it's a berry specialist, so if you do find that berry finding on it, it's going to be real nice for the lower inventory and faster sneaky snacking. So, got a Geodude as well, getting close to level 10, not as big on the level 10 for the ingredient specialist, just because a lot of them don't really want a lot of those sub skills. For the most part, you just want the ingredient finders, and those are not gold. I'm gonna hold off on the Kulava just the same way that I've been doing here with the Eradicate. So for this session, you know what? Let's just claim a Growlithe too. There we go. Had a lot of Pokemon to review. This thumbnail is gonna be packed, and I'm just gonna fill it up with all the Pokemon I caught. Okay. We have, just let me double check. We got the Growlithe, we have the Eradicate, and we have the Geodude. Okay. Let me update the widget too. I think it was the Eradicate that was the first Pokemon. And the candy here for sure is going to be Quilava. Guess my nap session is overriding the Vulpix candy. That is unfortunate. But it's a close tie between Typhlosion and Vulpix anyhow. So at the very least, it's a fire type candy for the fire type week. Okay. Relaxed nature. I don't remember this one. Not berry finding. So maybe our Rattata we found earlier in this video is better. Wow, I talked so much about ingredient finding. My goodness. Had this been an ingredient Pokemon, that would have been great, but it's not. So what are you doing, Raticate? That's not your job. Oh, almost typed in Geodude, but we want the Golem. Gentle nature. That is typically good for skill triggers, though. If I'm not mistaken, his ingredients down, which is unfortunate. Helping bonus, skill trigger S, helping speed S, ingredient finder S. No, that's actually decent. You know what? I'll star this one. Probably not what you're looking for in a Golem overall. It is a very strong beans farmer. Wait, have I... My pointer don't want to cooperate today. That is very strange. No. Okay, it's frozen. Can I hide it? Anyway, you can see the beans in the widget. It's a triple beans candidate, and I think it is the only one. Could be wrong about that, but at the very least, it has a ridiculous ingredient rate and decent inventory as well. It's got 26 if you evolve it from Geodude. So with the helping bonus, the skill trigger S, it's got a very high skill trigger rate too. It is a little bit slow, but we do have the helping speed coming in later. Had this been triple beans, I would have considered it. Although I am looking for... Wait, hang on. Dongle, we're not done yet. Okay. I am looking for just a really, really strong beans Pokemon though, if I am gonna work on it. My Tyranitar is doing a lot of work having beans in the second slot, and so up until now I haven't had any issues whatsoever. Okay, gentle nature. I don't remember this one. Triple herb, helping speed, skill level up M. Main skill chance up. Wait, this was just what we looked at with the Geodude. What am I saying? So, helping speed, skill level up M, coming in a little late. I think if somehow this had the sub-skills just shuffled around a little bit, like the skill level up M on the first slot, skill trigger S on the second slot, and helping speed in the third slot, this would have been an astonishing Growlithe. So, if you can just like wave the wand and bring it to level 100, yeah, this is kind of it, but it doesn't have berry finding. The other one that I did find does. So, strong Growlithe for sure, but not the best. So it's gonna sit around in the bag for a while. Oh, I'm so close. No, I passed it. Nice. Okay, gonna claim that Master Biscuit. I do have a sub-skill seed to claim this month too. Overall, I have calculated though with the 1,000 from the premium pass, you get 2,000 from the good sleep day event. And then if you sleep on average 30 days a month and you get the perfect, just fill up the bar, then you get 6,000. So you have 9,000 sleep points per month, give or take. Then the Master Biscuit is 4,000. So you got 5,000 points left out of your 9,000 original. And then you have roughly 2,000 for the main skill, which is 3,000 left on the sleep points. And then you have 1,500-ish, which means you have roughly a 1,500 sleep point not deficit, but yeah, whatever that word is, I have forgotten. So I'm thinking to just claim the seeds, claim the master biscuit, call it a day, and start working on that surplus. There we go. I'm gonna hop into my bag now and look for the Pokemon to power up for the candy boost. I will consider using some of my handy candy for this one, just because that is quite powerful. Overall, it is way better to use it on a lower level Pokemon. So to an extent, this Lucario is kind of too late. I don't even have to use handy on it, so that is a benefit. And I will be able to bring it from 37 fresh into level 40. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the Lucario here. So hopefully in the future, I'll be able to change this nature to a gentle nature, for example, like we saw with the... It's getting close to level 41, which is nice. So yeah, the nature here is not particularly strong. I do like the EXP gains up on the Pokemon that are somewhat bad or rare, because you do get that extra value. But overall, the speed of help down does suck. So if I somehow in the future can manage to get the main skill chance up nature on this one, then that would be pretty strong. If we do put up the Lucario in the widget, you can see that it has got a 5% skill trigger rate at base and a very low ingredient rate. So berry finding on Lucario pretty strong, and it's decently fast, especially after 1.7.2. This widget is updated for that. It's going to be pretty fast. So I'm hoping to get this up to level 50. And if I'm not mistaken, the Dream Shard Magnet S is among the main skills that have level 7 currently. And so I will be using another main skill seed, because you can see I evolved it from Riolu, and it's currently at level 5. So I think overall 2 main skill seeds for a level 7 Dream Shard Magnet Pokemon with Berry Finding. Although it is a little bit slower than I would have liked it to be, it's going to be okay. So I did look through my bag too if I had a potential Gulpin, but none of my Gulpin really make the cut, honestly. I am looking for a really strong Swalot once I go for it, just because Swalot is surprisingly good as a Dream Shard Magnet Pokemon. It's just that it's a bit of an oxymoron saying Dream Shard Magnet and good. Okay, here the Gulpin are. So these are my 2 best Gulpin out of like 25. So this one's got Bear Finding, Inventory, Skill Trigger S, but look at the nature. Speed of Help down, big oof. Especially on a Pokemon like Swalot that's got close to an hour on that frequency. It's ridiculous. It does have a very high skill rate to compensate for it, but overall, not a fan of this Gulpin. I would have liked a Berry Finding, Skill Trigger M, main skill chance up nature Gulpin at some point, so I'll just continue the hunt. Here we have a decent one. It's triple beans. Obviously that's not going to matter much, but 20% on the ingredient rate when it's not Berry Finding is pretty good. And it's got skill level up M, helping bonus, but it's got ingredient finding downs. I don't like those conflicts. And then it has skill level up S and skill trigger M coming in later. So if I could just wave a wand and use a mint on it, then level 100 Swalot here is going to be pretty solid. I think to an extent though, if I'm going to dump seed in a Dream Shard Magnet Pokemon, I will want a couple skill triggers in there. Because once you start at level, or not level 7, but once you start at 7% skill rate and get the main skill chance up nature and the skill trigger M in there, maybe a helping speed M, you're going to start up with a lot of... You're just going to have a pretty good punch with the skill trigger. So probably will have to spend a couple extra seeds by not looking for the skill level up M. We'll just have to see. I've been hunting Gulpin since the start of the game, I took a bit of a pause in the like middle there, and then recently started to pick it back up just because I think overall it would be interesting to have at least one Dream Shard Magnet Pokemon. And if I was to choose one, then Swalot is it. I did showcase my Lucario, and so to an extent I don't mind both. So let's see, here we go. You can see I befriended 19. I thought it was 26, I guess that was the rat then. And I even befriended a Swalot. I guess that was a hungry Swalot, and it must have been a long time ago. But yeah, overall, Gulpin, probably D tier. It is the best Dream Shard Magnet Pokemon, but overall, Dream Shard Magnet is a bit of a trap. So potentially during weeks where you want to cap your overall Drowsy power, but get it really strong early in the week, then maybe like Friday you switch in your Dream Shard Magnet team to just cut the growth on Snorlax, but still manage to get a lot out of the team members. So, gonna pop into the research community here for just a couple seconds, and we can take a look at some of these. So, Liquid Divinity found a Larvitar. He's got a pretty strong team here. Currently at Greengrass Isle, probably a good idea for the Fire type week, especially if you don't already have 60% area bonus. That's going to be a good boost for the event. And you can always just ZZZ ticket on the Sunday and do it like that. So Slowking, super interesting. I don't think you've posted the Slowking in Rate My Pokemon yet, Liquid. I'd be super curious to see what that's all about. And after the recent buffs, I assume that it's mostly a skill-focused Slowking. It seemed like the Slowking and the Slowbro kind of branched in each their direction, which is kind of interesting. And you have a rat and I don't, so that's pretty awesome. And level 48 and 47 on those Kanto starters. Pretty impressive stuff. Then we got Newsy, or Nuzzy, with a shiny Vulpix. Yo, that's amazing. You should definitely post that and Rate My Pokemon and share your luck. Typically, it is hard to find good shiny Pokemon, but that looks very interesting. It's a green shiny, surprisingly enough. I don't remember what shiny Ninetales looks like, but could be worth it potentially. Got the Double Dedenne, the Comfey, the Beware, and the Charizard. I wonder, do you have like Curry Week or something this week with the corn sausage combo there? It's hard to tell sometimes. Then we have Colin with a Quilava. Thank you so much for the candy. I appreciate it. Got the Absol, Typhlosion, Victory Bell, Arcanine, and Wigglytuff. So you can see the Typhlosion and the Arcanine are ready for the Entei Research. So I'm almost wondering if some of you guys have started preparing for that already with your ingredient Pokemon. That will be the big topic coming up this coming week. Next week will be a funny week just because I won't do performance at all. I'll just be narrowly focused on getting the ingredients to cook during the Entei Research, and then make a plan. Hopefully I can stack up like 400 or 500 of a single ingredient that I won't need at all for those 2 weeks, and then just cook the minimum size on the cooking pot. Another shiny. I haven't looked at these beforehand. Like, obviously you saw I couldn't like just sort them out, but that's huge. Got a shiny Magnezone, shiny Gardevoir, and the shiny Sylveon. We have seen the Gardevoir and the Sylveon in the past, but the shiny Cyndaquil, I think you posted that in the Rate My Mon. Unfortunately, typically those are blender feed, the shinies, so I do like the evolutions too. Alright, let's have a look at Shanji, Squiggly, and Jay, and Harpy, and then we'll just have to sum it up today. Ooh, nice, the Togepi. Super curious about that. Does it beat my Togepi? Togepi is overall quite an interesting Pokemon. It is probably one that I suspect will pick up some more use as we get closer to level 10 main skill level, because then you can have that one just god tier skill specialist and just like slay. Whatever that means. That was a word that just popped up. But let's see. Charizard, Curlia, Golem, Togepi, and Dratini. Super curious too about the Dratini. Was that the triple herb you were talking about? I feel like there was some conversation about that at some point. Thank you for the Vulpix candy. Then we have Squiggly here with another Vulpix candy. Whoa, double Magnezone? I've never seen that in my life. I am super curious to hear what that's all about, because that is expensive right there. Magnezone candy, hard to come by, and I understand the plateaus here at level 30 and level 25. And it also requires a Thunderstone, so that is a huge investment right there. I am super curious about those. And also the double evolution. I guess just the cooking pot on Sunday is a big deal. Seems like a lot of you guys are running this today. Very curious. Jay coming through here with a Ninetales and 100 million Drowsy. That's pretty strong. With a Raikou. That makes me wonder though, have you started overstacking already? For the Entei Research event? That could be what this is all about. I guess it will be interesting to see what kind of teams and which areas all of you guys are on Tuesday. So I think I'll wait until then to really do some more community curiosity here. So Sylveon, Victory Bell, Flareon, Absol, and the Shiny Arcanine. The Shiny Arcanine I've heard a lot about. It's pretty strong. It's got some god tier skills on top of being a shiny Pokemon. So that is pretty strong. And I suspect that he is looking for the Vulpix for the Entei event, and then the Flareon and the Arcanine already. Well, we'll do Sarah too, but then it's been a long video here. So Charizard, Gengar, Quilava, Marowak, Wigglytuff. This is a very strong Taupe Hollow team. I'm impressed. Got multiple favorite berries. Gengar is probably for the dish type you got this week. I suspect Gengar is really strong for herbs and mushrooms. So thank you for the Quilava candy. And with that, I will round off this video. You can leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Thankfully, it was more interesting than yesterday's video where I messed up on the sessions. And seems like my Snorlax just reached Master 10. So hope you enjoyed this one. I'll talk to you again tomorrow for the final session of the Fire type week, and we start the preparation for Entei Research. See you soon.